Hello, and welcome to Basic Folk, where we have honest conversations with folk musicians on the bluegrass situation. It's me, your host, Cindy Howes. Hello, this is great. Thank you so much for joining us today. Very excited to have Rissi Palmer and Miko Marks back on the podcast. Lizzie and I, we had such a great time with Miko and Rissi back in 2023 that every time Lizzie and I get together, we get chatting and we're like, we should have those two back on just because they are so fun and so insightful. And they agreed to come back on. So we're going to get to that in just a minute. Before we do that, have you signed up for Basic Folks' monthly newsletter? You can do that at the link in the show notes, or you can sign up at basicfolk.com. It's an email that gets sent out. I don't remember the last time I sent it out because my wife had a baby this year and time has really changed for me. But I try to send it out once a month, and it lets you know who has been on the podcast recently, who's coming up, and if we have any very extremely poignant thoughts or feelings to share. That's where we share those feelings. Okay, you can also follow us on social media. We are at Basic Folk on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We are also a listener-supported podcast, so if you'd like to toss in a couple of bucks a month, that would be awesome. You can find the link in the show notes to make your contribution, or you can go to basicfolk.com/donate. I wanted to let you know that Lizzie No, Basic Folk co-host, has a brand new project that's happening. This is a new podcast that will be out in just a couple of days if you're listening to this when this episode comes out on September 4th. So, all right, they sent me a little promo to read, so I am going to do that. From Basic Folk co-host Lizzie No and viral Nashville singer-songwriter Nathan Evan Fox comes the Yolidarity Social Club, a new podcast merging roots music and radical politics. Season 1 is an exploration of Liz Pelly's 2025 book Mood Machine, but if you haven't done the reading in advance, don't worry, your outspoken hosts will share all their hot takes and thoughtful takeaways from the book, from Spotify's evil corporate takeover of the streaming economy to the steps independent musicians are taking to reclaim their autonomy. Really interesting book, and I cannot wait to listen to this podcast. Yolidarity Social Club premieres September 8th, wherever you get podcasts, and we will be sharing an episode in the Basic Folk feed probably when I get back from my second round of maternity leave, which would probably be in November. So November, December, something to look forward to in the holidays. Or you can go and look for it now wherever you get your podcasts. The Yolidarity Social Club, and I will put that in the show notes so you can see how it's spelled and everything like that. Okay, let's get to the main event. This time we're checking in with country singer-songwriter and Color Me Country radio host Rissi Palmer and Americana country artist Miko Marks, two of our faves. The close friends both came up as Black women in country music in the early part of the 21st century, where they experienced gatekeepers and discrimination in the industry, but undeniable love from listeners. Both stepped away from music for several years, but have since come back and found their audiences, artistic grooves, and industry independence. We last spoke with the pair in 2023, and you got to listen to that conversation in case you missed it. There is a link in the show notes for that, and we've wanted them back on ever since. Rissi and Miko dive into what they think is making waves and positive change in country and Americana. Now, I had to take notes during this episode because I learned so much. Okay, so we talk about rising pop country singer Adell Tanner and her 2023 hit Buckle Bunny, a song that's clearly written for a different kind of country music fan, read young Black women. Rissi mentions having Mississippi country sensation KIRBY, who is fabulous, on her show recently and promises that KIRBY's upcoming Miss Black America is going to be a monster of an album. There is a lot of consensus on the podcast that Madeline Edwards has released the best album of 2025 with her record Fruit, where she digs into the extreme grief and extreme joy she's experienced after her brother passed away. That record is not a country record, but she has been getting a lot of Nashville support. I've been listening to it, and it's awesome. Madeline Edwards, check the show notes if you want to grab her name and the name of her record. Elsewhere, we also touch on the pair's experiences at Rhiannon Giddens' inaugural Biscuits and Banjos Festival in Durham earlier this year, which was an event dedicated to the reclamation and exploration of Black music. Miko went as an attendee, and Rissi went as a performer. We talk about Alice Randall's new compilation, My Black Country, the songs of Alice Randall, a collection of Randall compositions recorded by Black women, including selections performed by both Miko and Rissi. We talk about audiences in London versus the U.S., a contrast that Basic Folk co-host Lizzie, as well as Rissi and Miko, have experienced firsthand. In fact, Rissi has been curating, and this is brought up briefly in the episode, but not talked about too much. But this is pretty rad. Rissi has been curating a Color Me Country stage. Color Me Country is her radio show on Apple Music. She's been curating a stage at the Long Road Festival in Leicestershire, England, for the past 4 years. We hope you learn something new, get some insight into what's happening in Americana for musicians who are Black, and gain some joy from listening to Rissi and Miko's hilarious banter. Now, we'll listen to some songs from Rissi and Miko throughout the episode, including a 2023 song they recorded together called Still Here. In fact, let's start with a clip from that song. Here's Rissi Palmer and Miko Marks. It's Basic Folk.
Miko Marks and Rissi Palmer, welcome the hell back to Basic Folk.
So happy to be here!
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for making the time. Miko tried to not come, but we demanded her presence.
She sure did.
I did. I tried it. I really did.
Okay, Cindy wants to know something.
Okay, so last time we spoke, Miko mentioned that Rissi is incredible at impressions, and she claimed that Rissi was so good at impressions that she would be able to imitate Lizzie and myself after our interview.
Yes.
So let's kick it off today by hearing from Rissi, like what has been your history with impersonating people? Who's your favorite impression?
And take a stab at it, yeah.
To kick us off.
Okay, I was going to say, you're going to make me do the impression in front of you? Okay. Where does that come from? I honestly... Okay, so I'm going to try to give you a succinct answer. I think that I have always been a watcher. I am a person that watches people a lot, and like some of that is like a trauma response. Like, let me make sure that these people aren't crazy. And then also like to protect myself kind of thing. But also like people fascinate me. They just do, like, for good and bad reasons. Like, I'm just endlessly fascinated by humans. And so I'm one of those people that sits in the airport, and while everybody else is playing Cookie Jam, I'm watching. Like, just the people walk by, and like I'm listening to people's conversation. I am. If you see Rissi Palmer there, I am listening. I know what is going on your phone and everything. I'm like, ooh, girl, did you call him back? Like, just all that. So that's that. And so then what it turned into was me. I realized that when I could do these voices and stuff, I could make people laugh. Mm-hmm. And so I realized what a valuable thing that was as a child. Again, I think that's a trauma response thing, because I grew up, if you're not, and this wasn't my parents, this was a whole side thing. I used to stay with a family, and they were abusive. And so I could get out of getting beat or getting a whooping if I made them laugh. And so then I kind of became a class clown because of that. Like, people wouldn't ask me about certain things, or like people wouldn't tease me, or I wouldn't be put in weird positions if I'm making you laugh. And so that's honestly, I mean, that's way darker origin story than I think y'all were expecting. But in therapy, I've kind of dug it out. Why are you so silly sometimes? And like, part of it is that I'm a silly person. And then part of it is, a lot of it was a protective mechanism. So, okay, now let's get back to the light. Some of my early impressions, I used to do impressions of like my mom and my grandmother. And so they had very distinct, like very Southern, like.
Can we get Granny?
Yeah. So my grandmother was this. And so everything was very fast. And Rissi. And like my name had, like, Rissi is how we normally say it, but Rissi.
Rissi.
I know you're not over there. Child, no, let me tell you something. She disappeared and she went to Diddy Wah Diddy. And I used to think Diddy Wah Diddy was a place that people went. But that is where crazy people and bad people in my grandmother's stories would end up, is in Diddy Wah Diddy. So I would do impressions of people on television, or I would do like Tina Turner. Like, I'm a child of the 80s. And so Tina Turner,
everything.
She talks very fast like this. Yes. Like, it's a cadence thing with Tina Turner. And so, and then as a singer, I would impersonate singers that I liked. And so I would listen to your tone, and I would try to figure out how you do things. And so, yeah, my first job was me at Six Flags at 16, being Mel B from the Spice Girls.
No way.
Stop that. You stop that.
I did. I have pictures of me in a little leopard print 2-piece outfit.
Beautiful.
Wait, she can't get away with not doing an impression with that answer.
Yeah.
You can't get away with that.
Give us your Cindy.
Shit, I was going to do. Okay. Cindy. Can I do Cindy later?
Yes.
I'm going to listen, and then I will do Cindy later.
How does that make you feel, Cindy?
I totally get it. I used to do a really good impression of Bob Boilen, because I would listen to all songs considered all the time, but I can't do it anymore because I haven't listened in a while. So I get it. You got to listen.
You gotta listen. I'd like to welcome the Miko Marks to the talk show.
Hi.
Hi. You are, without question, the queen of the Bay Area roots scene. And I know that people from the Bay love to talk about their Bay Area heroes. Who is a non-musician from your hometown that inspires you, or who you fangirl over?
A non-musician from my hometown, because I'm from Flint, Michigan.
Yes.
So.
I always say hometown where I currently live.
Oh, okay. It is my hometown, the Bay
Flint.
Area. Non-musician that I fangirl out. Steph Curry.
Yes.
I fangirl out on Steph Curry just for all the work that he does in the community. Never mind all the basketball accolades he has. But this man is boots on the ground in the Bay. He has all kinds of programs for the children. They feed the children in certain ways. I mean, he's just rooted and grounded in the Bay, particularly in Oakland for the kids. So I love me some Steph Curry.
I know that's right. A hero for my nephew Avery growing up in Oakland.
Oh. I recently listened to a podcast about how vertical talkie videos are ruining our culture and society. but we all make them and we all watch them. And I feel like everyone on the call does a very good job at making those types of videos. And like whenever I try to do it, I have to do it at least like 3 or 4 times. And I really always don't like the end result. But
I think you do great vertical videos, Cindy.
thank you.
I rebuke this narrative.
Okay. Let's talk about these types of videos. Like, how do you do this? What are your tips? And how do you feel about these vertical videos that are ruining our society?
I hate content. I'm not gonna lie. I hate it. This is my least favorite part of this job, honestly. And so that is why if it does look like it's natural and it's fun to me, me and my girlfriend and I had just had this conversation. I was like, it's really just because I don't care. Like, it's just like, if it's like, oh, Rissi gets on there with no makeup on and glasses and like with baseball caps and laying in bed.
Same.
It's literally just because it's protest. Like, I was just like, I don't care. So yeah, I'm laying here in the bed. I'm eating some Cheetos. And let me tell you about this new song that's coming out.
Yeah, this idea that we should have to be polished or presentable when we're like expected to be on social media all the time. I love your social media presence for that.
Thank you.
And for your like all the knowledge you're constantly dropping. It's like, I need an encyclopedia and I'm laughing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I actually did kind of try with those videos. You're talking about the Black History Month stuff. I actually did try for that because I was just like, this is valuable. But like this other stuff, like Rissi, tell them that you want them to buy tickets or whatever. Like, look, do you like the songs? Do you want to come to the show? Come to the show. And now I'm going to go cook dinner for these kids. Right. We know what this is.
Rissi knows how I feel about it. I'm a copy paste content person. If I see something good and somebody says something poignant or just spot on, I'm like, copy paste, repost. I have the app because it makes me it gives me a voice when I don't have the necessary words to say how I'm feeling. I'll see somebody say it and I'll be like, using it. So thank you all for all your content because I get to repost because that's my voice. You're giving me a voice where I don't have it. I feel aged out of content and I'm just tired of it. And if somebody didn't tell me, hey, Miko, you need to post this or you need to post that, Miko will be over here quietly living. And so I'm grateful to the people that help. And to people like you, Rissi, I'll be like, girl, give me that so I can post it.
Right. She really does. When we went on tour, it was basically like, Miko, come on, we have to say, oh, wait, what happened? That is so weird.
I'm looking at a beautiful photo of Rissi holding a guitar.
Yeah, much better. She was ready for content. I am not. So that's just look at her. Yeah, no, Miko, it was funny when we were on tour, I would just be like, I guess we need to make some content. So it would literally be like, Miko and I are eating sandwiches. How are you? Would you like to come to the show? Miko and I are getting pedicures. Would you like to come to the show? And like that kind of thing. I can't be bothered to like get the ring light and do the thing. I'm just too old, I think. Just too old at this point. Like, no, I don't care.
We cannot be chained to the ring light.
My favorite phrase right now is aged out.
Yes.
That's what I tell people. I'm aged out. I've aged out of the new thing that they're coming up with for us to use. I'm aged out.
That's good.
That's my favorite thing. And I let myself off the hook with that.
That's good. Yeah.
I support you. Okay, I'm curious about what you all are hearing broadly. Like, if I were to ask you, Miko, what do you think is really exciting that's going on in roots music right now? Like, what's your like brief state of the union? And same to you, Rissi. Like, from where you sit, from the submissions you're getting at Color Me Country, from what you're seeing live, like, what's hot in country right now? What's hot in roots?
Miko, you want to go first, or you want me to go?
Once again, I'm aged out. No, I'm just kidding. no, I'm kidding. What I see that's exciting about what's going on in roots music is the volume that's coming out. Like the eyes on people that are independent, marginalized. Like it's just not these 4 to 10 acts that they want to shove down our throats. I'm seeing like just a wave of musicians that are highly creative, or at least I hope they are, and it's not AI. I can't really tell the difference yet. But I'm seeing just the volume of roots music. It has grown exponentially, which I think is a plus, because the more we get, the more we can absorb, the more we can enjoy. So just the volume itself has taken me aback, but I'm very happy to see it.
Yeah, I think so. The thing that I find interesting, like, okay, so like in my corner of the world, I do see country music we're in a 10-year cycle. We always are, right? And so every 10 years, country music goes back to being traditional. We go, there's like like after let's take it back to high school, after Shania Twain and Faith Hill. And we had this big moment, and LeAnn Rimes, and just all the things happened in the late 90s, early aughts. We had a swing back to tradition. And that actually was happening when I first put out Country Girl. And so I remember people being like, this doesn't sound like the other songs on the radio and that sort of thing. Whereas now you listen to my first record and I was like, this is country.
Yes.
But at the time, everybody was getting on me about it being very pop. So again, everything is very cyclical, right? So even though we're back in this very traditional thing where they don't wear the baseball caps, they're wearing cowboy hats now. In Black artists in particular, I am seeing this creation of, we used to call it Southern Soul when we were kids. Some people call it Southern Blues, what is Southern Blues? What is Southern Soul but country music sung with a lot of soul? And so with the song Boots on the Ground, even though people say that they're tired of it, that's a very specific thing that people are speaking to. And you're starting to see, because of the trail rides, which have been going on for years, but now have all this attention because of, the yeehaw agenda and the Cowboy Carter and all that kind of stuff. You're seeing this subgenre come to prominence. And I get a lot of submissions now from these artists that are doing line dances and that are doing the Southern Soul kind of thing. I think it's cool. I love it. I mean, I love when we adapt things. I love watching the innovation. And I also think that when a genre tells you over and over again, or not a genre, an industry tells you over and over again that you are not valued and that there is not a place for you, then you either go away or you create something else. And this, to me, is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a table being built over here for this other thing, and it's really nice. And so I'm with it. Where them fans at, indeed?
I feel the same way. I feel the same way as far as things being genre specific. I think there's a lot of offspring that's going in different directions to build anew. And and more of that is happening. And I'm actually taking part in it. I love the fact that I'm branching out of traditional country or even pop country or whatever people want to call it, and just doing different things and expanding myself more than in any genre. So I like to see it too.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, I was just I wanted to briefly talk about the cultivation of a Black audience for country music, which I feel like the last time we spoke, I feel like is one of the things that was sort of on my mind, where a lot of these conversations around Black power and, us getting our seat at the table in terms of the music industry, we talk about the industry side of it and the artists and the folk and the workers, which is important, right? Because we have to see ourselves in who's being presented. But there's also such a shift that's happening, I feel, where people are taking Black audiences more seriously.
Yes.
Where it's not just if you're Black and you want to play country music, you have to play for these white people. It's very exciting to see our people get more into it, because I do think that when Black audiences get a hold of something, the taste level goes up and out. So country music is about to get probably good again because we are at the line dance. Do you know what I'm saying? When Tanner Adell said about to steal your man in a torn up t-shirt. Like,
Mm,
this ain't the Hamptons. We all got tramp stamps.
yes.
I got chills. It's a different type of girl that is getting marketed to, I think.
Well, Tanner is interesting to me. Like, she's one of my favorites. I'm going to be honest with you.
I think she's great.
I like her because she is not afraid. Like, this child went out on stage in a pair of fishnets and panties and a bra and like some construction paper
Yes, ma'am.
over her boobs. She played Lollapalooza. I'm not lying. Like, this is an outfit. You can go to Instagram. For the people in the audience that don't know what I'm talking about, go look at Lollapalooza.
Google Tanner Adell Lollapalooza.
Let me tell you something. At my finest, I never at peak Rissi, I never thought that I would have never thought about that. But I admire the fearlessness that she has. And she writes like that. She creates fearlessly. And there is a girl that she speaks to, because again, this is not a person that is unfortunately number one on the country charts at all right now. But this is a person that puts butts in seats. This is a person that consistently does well in streaming.
Yes.
And this is a person that I see people remaking videos to their music. So like, she makes an impact. Yeah.
And it does go to show that like the mainstream is much more accepting of Black women than country music and Americana. Like, I do think we are gaslit in these roots genres of like, oh, you're just not marketable.
Yes.
Like, the music's great. Of course, you're so deeply rooted in your soul tradition, whatever the shit is. Let's give you a Lifetime Achievement Award for inspiring others. But there's often this implication that a Black woman won't be a smart investment commercially. But that really is simply not true. Like, we're beloved all over the world. It's kind of just a local problem. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, none of those women are signed. Like, let's just talk about that for a second. All 5 of the women that are on the Beyonce record, none of them have record deals right now.
Thank you for bringing this up, because I have been waiting. And come on, conversations in Nashville are crazy right now. How many Black women have been either let go, dropped, or something just didn't go, not renewed contract, etc. What's happening?
One of the best records that came out this year was Fruit by Madeline Edwards, hands down, one of the best records. And they dropped her for that record because they said it was too sad and it wasn't commercial. I am too. It's beautiful. It's a fucking masterpiece. Excuse me, I don't know if you can cuss, but it's a masterpiece. And it holds up against anything else that's out right now. But that's not what they're trying to invest in, at least not in us. So, I think, so the roundabout way of answering your question is I'm really glad that everybody is doing for themselves.
Yes.
That's what makes me happy, is to see people do it anyway.
I've been on the do it anyway train since I started.
Yeah, girl, me too.
Yes.
Do it anyway train is getting me what I wanted personally for myself, is to share the music with the people. Now, how I get to do that is I'm on a nonprofit label. We raise money to make the records, and the artist gets 50% of everything. So it's a whole nother model that I've been dealing with. But I'm just saying, like, I don't look to the majors for my food. I don't look to them for my food. I don't look to them to feed me new artists. I look online now. I look on social media. I talk to people like Rissi. I'll be like, girl, who's new right now? Who should I go? I hit up my son and be like, keep me on point so I can know what's hot. And he helps me. And so I'm looking to other humans who are not in the quote unquote industry for what's good. And 9 times out of 10, I agree. So I'm like, the people are my source. And so until the record industry understands that the people are the source, we're going to remain in this position, because they are not the source anymore. They're old, they're tired, they're sticking with the same game plan, and the game has changed.
Powerful words.
All alone in the stillness, as the world wonder where it's going, and I wonder why. Why do we struggle, oh, and hurry to gain a world we can't possess? We find no comfort chasing the wind, and we find no rest. Rain comes rolling like a blessing from the wise, and I can feel it falling down on me, on me. When my soul is on the line, and I wanna leave this world behind. Just one thing I need to find. Oh, I've gotta find. I gotta find my peace of mind. Find my peace of mind.
It's so encouraging to hear professionals with like such deep experience as you speak so hopefully about this moment that we're in culture. I'm curious, how's the road been for both of you this year? How's touring going?
Miko, I'll let you go first.
Well, touring it went well for my festival season, but I did something different this year. I just toured the West Coast. And I had always toured the East Coast. You know, I'd always been like traveling cross country. But I found I didn't have to do that this year. And I got exposed to a whole different set of people and they were just like, who are you? We didn't know about you. Where were you? I'm like, I've been here for 20-some years. And I told my audience, the record industry doesn't want you to know about me, but nice to meet you. And I hope to be back, you know. And so I think I've noticed that festivals have gotten lighter this year. Attendees, people are using their discretionary funds in a different way because politics has us all clutching our pearls and our purse. And so I just seen a shift as far as just there's more Black people at the shows, more people of color at the festivals, but the volume of people has gone down a bit, I would say. But that's because of the state of the country. People don't know what to do now. And they're being cautious, as they should be, as I'm being cautious. Like maybe I shouldn't travel all to the East Coast and, you know, do all these gigs over there when I can sustain myself with the West Coast, which is where I live, and make a living. And so I'd say because of that shift, I've had a good experience.
Yeah, touring for me this year has been. I echo a lot of the sentiment of Miko. I have noticed there are more Black people in the audience, which is really nice. I think that's probably it. And then I think too, I am noticing, I said no a lot more this year than I normally do. I work a lot. Like, let's not pretend like, oh, Rissi, it was a light year. Like, no, I do work a lot.
No one was thinking that.
Yeah, like, because my kids like to eat and play sports. So things have to get paid for. But I said no a lot, and that was nice. So like the shows that I got to do, they were fun. Like we had a really good time. And like I toured. That's what I was like, why can't I remember what show? Because I went on a tour this year. I did a tour that Miko did last year.
Yes.
Copy and paste.
Yeah, I copied and pasted Miko, and I took Miko's spot. And it was funny. In some of the places, they just read Miko's bio, and I was like,
They did not.
I was like,
that's despicable.
Who's gonna tell him that I'm not Miko Marks? But So I walked out and I was like, hi, I'm the artist formerly known as Miko Marks, Rissi Palmer. Nice to meet you all. I did do that one time.
Because like, what else can you do?
Like, it was just, we just laughed.
You're up there.
No, but I had a ball and it was all female band. And so that was fun. I think that was kind of revelatory for me at the beginning of the year. So that was great. I loved that tour. That was phenomenal. So yeah, I've gotten to do some career affirming things this year, but did not work quite as much as I normally do. Mm-hmm. But like I worked smarter and it was fun.
Okay, let's call this next round of questions Career Coaching Corner. It's a new segment here on Basic Folk.
The CCC.
That's correct. Our first question comes from my friend Lizzie, who is a talented and beautiful young Black musician. She has experienced career highs and career lows, but she wants to keep going. Oftentimes, I will hear my friend Lizzie talk to me about possibly not doing music anymore. Rissi and Miko, how do you navigate the highs and lows of this industry while maintaining integrity and dignity in your work?
Okay, so first of all, Lizzie, no, I will fight you. Like, come to your house.
I'm not going to quit.
And fight you. I already told Kashana I was going to whoop her too. So like that, I will fight y'all.
Okay. Heard.
Next sentence. How do I do that? That's a great question. It's one of those day by day things. Mm-hmm. You have to take this business as it comes. Mm-hmm. And as long as you are, like, one of the things that I love about you, Lizzie, I'm going to relate it back to you. But one of the things that I love about you is that you stand on business and you are.
Thank you.
It is what it is.
It is.
And I don't see you compromising in that way in terms of your ethics and your morals and your values. And that can be a really lonely thing. That can be a costly thing in this business because so much of this is people pleasing and being politically correct and that sort of thing. And so, like, I don't know, for me, I just always look at it like literally gig by gig. What am I about to go out here and do? What do they want me to do? How much they gonna give me to do it? and then after that, it's just like, is this worth my time? Mm-hmm. Like, is this worthy of my time? And like, I realize that that's a very privileged position to be in, to be able to say that. But when you do get to that point, so I don't begrudge anybody that's just trying to make ends meet. Like, you're just trying to make ends meet, and I get it. But if you are in a position where you can say yes or no, like, it's one of those things. Like, just bring it to me, tell me the information. And then if God, something else, the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in, it'll come back.
Guys.
It'll come back to you in other ways. So just stick to your feed the universe what you want, and it'll spit it back out. That sounds really gross, but it'll bring it back to you.
Thank you, Rissi. That was beautiful.
I want to say that, Lizzie.
Oh my God, that was so kind.
I want to say you are one of the ones, one of the small little crew that I see as the torch people. See, I'm always talking about sailing off into the sunset.
Always. Stop it.
Turn around.
I do, but I look at people like you, artists like yourself, and I'm like, oh, she got the torch. She gonna carry it. So the fact that I'm looking at things that way, let me know, like, I'm to a point where I feel like my work is here is done. Now, I say all that to say, I'm still want to be like working with younger artists. I still want to hold the hands of the newcomer and help them in any way I can. But I feel like y'all got it. People like you, Lizzie, are holding, you got boots on the ground, you're speaking your truth, and you're elevating the game. So at some point, you got to pass the ball. And I'm like, I'm ready to pass this ball to the next generation, to the people that are coming up. Because I think that everything has elevated to a level to where I don't want to play no more. I want to go to the bench and I want to just be a cheerleader. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting very close to that. Not without, I'm going to release a couple more projects. But then me and my 401k gonna be like, hey, we coming to see y'all. Like, I loved going to Biscuits and Banjos and not being a participant. I loved going to support the Black-led festival by Rihanna Giddens and watching Rissi perform. I loved being a fan. I'm starting to enjoy more. I still love performing, but I'm starting to enjoy artists purposefully going to support. And that's starting to get higher on the scale for me as opposed to just being a performer and doing that. I'm starting to be like, who can I go see? Who can I go watch? Who's coming to town? That's what I'm moving into. But I do feel like artists like yourself, Lizzie, and the young ones coming up, I'm ready to see all that you guys have to offer.
Thank you both so much.
Mm-hmm.
I need to lie down, maybe.
And I will fight you.
But wait, Rissi, how was your Biscuits and Banjos? Talk to us about it.
It was great. It was busy. It was crazy busy.
The FOMO I experienced was terrible.
It was, oh yeah. Okay, so look here. Next time you got to come crash at Rissi Palmer's boarding house for Wayward Girls. Because that's what it was. Miko was there. Brandy was there for a little bit.
Yes.
Holly G was there. Like we ran a little boarding house for the Wayward Girls. And we laughed so much. It was like, you know what it was, Lizzie, for real?
And some funny minds in there.
You walk down the street of Durham and every few steps you ran into someone that you've either had on the show or that you've seen from far away. And it's just like, oh my God, I love what you do. I love what you do. And it was like homecoming. Mm-hmm. It was so nice. Like I really did. I was exhausted by the time it was over and all peopled out, but it was worth getting there. It was worth running the battery low because it was just so nice to see everybody together and smiling and not feel weird and like all that. It was great. It was wonderful.
Like you can have a good time out loud.
Yes, I did. I had a really good time out loud because I was full on non-participatory. I was just like, yes, who are we going? Where are we going? What's going on? And I was just in full enjoyment of just being there and being at the first one and Rissi playing the first one. I was in full sister girlfriend mode the whole time.
It was great. It was great. She did a big one with that festival. She really did.
Shook the earth a little bit.
She did. She shook the table.
Slight detour back to Career Corner. I actually received a submission from my friend Cindy, who is a radio host. And she was wondering, Rissi, as a host, how did you develop your on-air persona? And how do you keep yourself sounding natural, friendly, and casual?
Because I literally approach all of these like conversations. I have a list of points that I want to hit, but I don't necessarily... I try to slip them into the natural conversation because I think that's what people want from me. Mm-hmm. Like some people are really great at questions and you know, the Terry Grosses of the world and the Barbara Walters and like that sort of thing. But like, that's not really why people like me. I don't think is because of like my inquisitive nature. I think it's more so like, the conversation and like the funny and like the girl, what happened? Because I will always catch up on like, no, you said what to who now? And like that kind of thing. Girl, you said your hair was going to fall out. And like, so like, let's go back and talk about that or something like that. But yeah. And I read about the people, I get my talking points and I know what's happening. I do listen to the music so I can speak authoritatively about it. But then when we sit down, if we veer into a conversation, like for example, I had KIRBY, love KIRBY. I had her on the show. She has a monster she is about to drop on the world. By the way, with her new album, Miss Black America, good Lord have mercy.
I'm ready.
There has not been a funk album, I don't think, in a really long time, but like she did it. It is the funkiest, most country Americana-ish that I've heard in a really long time. But anyway, Loved her. We talked about a lot of her stuff, and there's a lot of really interesting things in her bio. But the thing that we ended up going off on a tangent on, and I think that we'll probably use the bulk of that conversation, is we talked about how kids no longer have cringe. Like, because of the cringe culture that we've created, kids don't take chances anymore. And so we went off on a tangent on that. I had just read this article that morning, and something she said sparked. And so I was like, girl, what do you think about this? And then we went in. It was great. So like a lot of my interviews end up like that.
I find your like delivery and your style of interviewing like so terrifying. Like I have everything written down in front of me. And like just to even think about like, oh, I have all my talking points and I just like have this conversation. I'm just like, how do you do that? It's so scary.
No, I get that. Like and it's honestly, and sometimes like, it's the reverse for me because I'm just like, I'm not prepared enough. I don't think. And so like, we really are flying by the seat of my pants right now because this is just, and so sometimes it turns out really well. Like some people you can do that with. And so I will say this, the downside of my style is this only works if you are also talking to a yapper. Yeah. Because if you are not, baby.
Back to the notes.
It's like, okay, so then in 1968, you did okay, great. Let's talk about that.
I'm going to disagree with Rissi because I've seen her in action. I'm going to disagree with her.
Okay.
Like full on, full stop. Like, yes, she's natural and she's just not but no, there's a smart mind working in there that's downloading all this information, categorizing it, organizing it, and it just comes off as if that this is easy and we just talking. No, it's all this intellect and smart humor and everything built in that she thinks is no. You have always been on top of the game. So I'm always like, Rissi, what do you think we should do? Rissi, because
she's a great performer.
Great performer, but also very highly intelligent. And it just seems natural, but it's not. Everybody can't do what you do. Everybody cannot do what you do. So I want to say that.
Oh, I love you. Thank you for that. That means a lot. I appreciate that. I mean, the nerd had to go somewhere. So this is where she goes. So
we see you. Another project you were both involved in was the My Black Country Songs of Alice Randall compilation. So Alice is a very influential fiction writer and country music songwriter. The comp featured Alice's songs recorded by Black female artists, which is a huge accomplishment in itself. And Alice said that she had not heard her song, to quote her, the songs that I wrote from the perspective of a Black woman, recorded by a Black woman. Can you each tell us which song you recorded and like what that experience was like for you to reapproach that material? Oh, I have the information if you want me to say the title.
You forgot the name of your song, Miko.
I'm aged out, I told you.
This is staying in.
We're keeping it in. Miko, you recorded I'll Cry for Yours, Will You Cry for Mine?
Yes. I enjoyed working with Alice because Alice is hands off. She kind of lets you do what you're going to do. And if she doesn't like it, she's going to tell you. Or if she thinks you should go in another direction, she's going to tell you. Well, I'm happy to say she didn't tell me anything. So I'm grateful for that. So I'm very happy that she was pleased. But that song, it was heavy. So when I was given I'll Cry for Yours, I put myself in the position of that mom because I have an only son. And so it was really easy for me to go to that place because I could relate to losing my son and maybe sharing that with another woman, maybe not a person of color, but having like a general line between just being able to connect on the loss with a white woman. And so it made me look at that, and Alice has done so much more for me than like I have what do you call that? I have a display at Vanderbilt because of Alice Randall. All my artifacts from the beginning of my career are over there because she helped to make that happen. So, and then to be on this record with all these women, Rissi, Rihanna Giddens, I mean, come on. It was just like fascinating. But also it was just like, look at us. Like there are enough of us to where we made this project. And there's still even more and more to come. I just feel like everything is growing in a positive way, and maybe not the way the record industry wants to see it grow, but it is. And it's growing in a deep, lasting, historic way.
So I did Who's Minding the Garden?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a remake of Glenn Campbell, actually. And that, I'm not going to lie to you, I think my song was the hardest. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you heard the original version of that song, you would understand. My version sounds nothing like the original. It was very 90s, very The Boys of Summer kind of vibe, the way that it sounded. And so at first when I listened to it, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And so I sat for a weekend and just listened to it. And I was just like, it'd be cool if it was kind of slowed down and just acoustic and that kind of thing. So I started playing with it, and I sent just a work tape of me playing it to the producer, Ebony Smith. Mm-hmm. And Ebony, in her infinite wisdom, heard it and got a vibe and produced what you now hear as that record. And it turned out really well, I think. And she took my ideas into consideration and added her own. And my band is playing on that record. So that was really cool. The guys got in on that as well. And and we knocked it out. And it was funny because I thought I was only singing a scratch, and they ended up using that as the final vocals. So that literally, I was waiting for Ebony to call me back so we could re-record it, because I wasn't. So that, I think out of everything on that record, I'm disappointed in my vocal performance because I thought that I was going to get a chance to sing it again.
Whoa. Doesn't sound like a scratch.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, no, I wasn't. I just was like, yeah, I can go back and fix that, or I can fix that, or I can do that again. No, you can't. Alice, I mean, I reiterate the same way that Miko did. Alice has done a lot for me personally that she doesn't ever talk about, but I talk about. She got Vanderbilt to take in my artifacts as well. And she is, she's just been, anytime she gets an opportunity and there's something in there that she can share, she does. And, I'm just really grateful to her. And she's a great example of what I try to do with my own career for people that are coming up around me, is just to make sure that we save space for each other and take care of each other. Like, there's all kinds of cronyism and nepotism happening in this business on a regular basis. So why not do it for others if you can?
And you really do. Both of you.
Well,
not so much me.
Whatever, girl.
I do it from the sidelines. She's out public with Color Me Country doing it.
How many festival stages have I seen you on? I have seen you from like 20 feet above multiple times in the past couple of years. What are you talking about? You're a star.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that her intention around helping other artists is like times 1,000. I might say a couple words to you and be like, keep going, girl. But that's...
we need it.
But that's a contribution, because Miko, think about it. Who was around to do that for us?
Yeah, nobody.
Right?
Do you know how many times I play a show or a festival and I'm the only Black girl there, and then every once in a while I show up to a gig and there is like one of my friends who's also my hero? Are you kidding me? Like, it's life affirming. It's the exact same thing. Doing your part in the little chain.
It is.
Yeah, I'll go to people's shows. Like Julie Williams came out here for something, and I just went and bought my ticket and went and talked to her after the show, because I like to not just do my thing. I'm really about how can I support as far as being there and being a part of. So even when you came out here, Lizzie, I tried to go to your show, but something was wrong with my brain, and so I had the wrong day. But I'm very intentional about that kind of stuff. Reese's like, do you want to be on my show? Come and be on my show. Let me interview. Let me talk to. Let the world know about you. Even like with the Long Road, she's taking all these artists over to London. I went with her first group, and what are you in year 4 now?
We're in year 4.
Yeah, wow. I mean, look at that. That's like real raising money to get you over there, which I think is a beautiful thing. Like, I will come to your show, but I'm not going to take you to London. I can't do that.
I'm curious to hear what you guys, what experiences each of you has had with being over in the UK, and like for members of our audience who like maybe haven't been over there, what's different at like a country or roots showcase or show? Like, what's the culture like versus over here?
Oh, it's respectful.
Mm-hmm.
They take in music, I feel like, way more respectfully than we do here in the States. And I think it's totally culture. It's absolutely culture. Because like, in the United States at country festivals, although it's been a very long time since I've been in an exclusive country festival, but when I was, it was just like falling down, drunk, kind of, there are some cultural markers that I think we need to probably leave in the past if we can.
Yes.
Like the just dizzying, blindingly drunk out somewhere, just yelling and rah, and like all that kind of stuff.
But how are you supposed to listen to Morgan Wallen
sober?
If you're still coherent?
How else are you going to get by?
It's true. I mean, if he can't stay sober, then I don't know. Anyway, that is probably the most that I have said directly about that man since 2020. And now
he's not worthy of your time, to quote your career advice earlier.
Girl, right. Who?
I don't know her.
I don't know him.
I'm sorry to this man.
Sorry to this man. No, but they listen. Like, I think the first year that we did Long Road and we had all the artists and everybody was being quiet, I got scared because I was just like, do they hate it? And no, they're listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth and appreciating them. What a strange concept.
And they can approach you and tell you about your song, what part of it resonated with them and why it meant so much to them. There's this whole next level of connection that I experienced with the listener over there. There was more intentional, like Rissi said, respect and making themselves vulnerable to your art. And I was just, I really appreciated that. I want more of that.
Yes.
Yes, shout out. I've loved playing in the UK over the past year and a half. I feel like it creates a real sense of like possibility for the future because they're open-minded in a different type of a way. Not to say one's better than the other, but I do think that like, especially as Black artists, we live in a tradition of being accepted in a different way overseas. And I think that can be really life-giving.
Is it time to do the Cindy impression yet?
Yes. I think the time has come.
Okay. Damn it. Cindy.
It's going to be too hard.
I feel like I need to hear you talk more.
Right.
To catch you.
I've just been quietly, respectfully listening, waiting for my turn.
Well, no. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question so I can hear you talk a little bit. Talk to me about the Hornets, child. I saw your Instagram post. First of all, are you good?
I still feel like I'm getting stung by hornets right now, actually. Yeah. So we're up in the woods in Maine, and we've got some woods in the back of our house, and there's a very short trail that I've been walking every day for like the last 2 weeks with my dog in the morning. And I was walking, and the dog all of a sudden like took off in front of me, like a fun, like I'm going to go and run and have a good time.
Yay.
And she must have like stirred up a ground nest because all of a sudden I feel like I'm being like stabbed with like poisonous spikes at least like 10 times. And I could see like, I couldn't even, you don't even see them coming. It was like with the back of my legs and everything and my middle finger on my left hand. And I was like, I panicked. I started running, but I couldn't get my legs. It was like a horror movie type of situation. Like my eyes, I couldn't get my eyes to like go straight so that there's lots of trees back there. So I had a hard time.
That was earlier today?
That was this morning.
Oh, that literally just happened. Oh.
Yeah. It was at like 7:00 in the morning. And I was like so scared. And I was also like, I was mostly scared I thought I was going to die, first of all, but I was also like very scared for my dog.
Yes.
Because I didn't want her to get, so I was like freaking out and she's like kind of like looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Am I in trouble? Like what is happening? And I'm just like, come on, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Puddles.
Yeah. It was so bad, but I'm gonna I've got a big can of like hornet's nest spray and I'm gonna go back and find them and kill them and murder them.
Avenge them for your father. Yes. I think.
Cindy, that is horrible. I knew you'd been stung, but that is another level.
I'm sorry to make you relive painful memories.
Now are you ready to do an impression?
It's good for processing. I don't know if that's a good example of
I want to.
of my
Respectfully.
And then I ran in the woods.
Respectfully, I'm going to not do an impression of you because of what you've been through today.
Right. Oh gosh, it was so terrible.
I had no idea it happened today. Wow. Because when I saw it, I was like, ooh, I got to ask her about that.
Yeah. I said to my wife, I was like, should we sell this house?
Burn it.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. That would have been my reaction, honestly.
Get them.
Okay, but like in a suit, though. I need you in like a protective hazmat.
Thank you.
Suit. And then
I was wearing a raincoat, but they didn't get me in the raincoat, but they got me. I had like those Viore sweatpants on. That
my God.
Went right through. Yeah.
Okay, I need you to burn the entire forest.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, great.
No.
This is fine. And like, and when the police ask,
sure,
you can just tell them. So
there are hornets.
You'll be like, so I was walking in the woods and I was attacked by a bunch of hornets.
Yes.
And
is that the impression of me?
Yes, it is, and I feel it.
It's good.
You channeled it, Rissi.
I was trying.
I just feel like
I was trying, but I snuck it in there because I didn't want to be like outright. And now here's me being Cindy. So
you're good. You are good.
Let's wrap up with the lightning round now, ladies. This is a game called Which One. Lizzie, please explain the rules.
So we're going to say, Cindy and I are going to go back and forth asking a question that starts with which one. And so then we'll give you a little
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. And then you'll each simultaneously say which one it applies to, whether it's Miko or Rissi. So for example, do you want to do a practice one?
Yeah. Okay. Do we say it at the same time?
Mm-hmm. You say it at the same time.
This is a Lizzie and Cindy practice question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So go ahead, Lizzie. Ask the question.
Which one is a better babysitter? 3, 2, 1.
Rissi.
Miko.
Rissi. I don't even really like kids. I got one, and that was
whatever. My children think you are like Santa Claus.
That's true. Okay. I do like other people's kids.
Which one, Rissi Palmer and Miko Marks? Which one is running late? 3, 2, 1.
Rissi.
Which one, Rissi Palmer or Miko Marks, is sending the other a bunch of TikToks? 3, 2, 1.
Miko.
Rissi.
Which one always has the tea? 3, 2, 1.
Rissi.
Rissi.
I suspected that. Which one is napping every chance she gets? 3, 2, 1.
Miko.
Miko. I was going to say Miko.
Which one is petting every dog? 3, 2, 1.
Miko.
Which one is DJing in the car? 3, 2, 1.
Rissi. Because she's driving. She won't let me drive.
Yes. Oh.
I watched a TikTok about that recently.
No.
She won't let me drive.
She is not cool driving. Like, we're in the car, we're in a conversation. She has all these theatrics. And she's like, and then I'm like, you driving, hands on the wheel. We are talking, and she's like, but wait, no. What I was gonna say was, no. What we're gonna say is look at the road.
She's not lying.
Yeah.
I'm not a great driver, but anyway, go ahead.
We got 2 more. Which one is a more convincing liar? 3, 2, 1.
Miko.
Rissi.
Ah.
I love that you both believe in yourselves in this area. And finally, which one is up at dawn facing the day with a smile? 3, 2, 1.
Miko.
Yes! Early bird. Friends, it's been an honor.
If I have a late show, there is a nap in there.
Mhm.
She sleeps.
Very serious. Yeah.
I love sleeping. Thanks for coming back.
They're trying.
That was fun. But one day we're going to have to do this without recording, and we're going to have to just get into it.
And Kiki.
And Kiki, haha.
This episode of Basic Folk was produced by Anthony Cabrera. Dietrich Strauss composes our music. Basic Folk is a production of The Bluegrass Situation. You can find all of our episodes there. You can check us out on folkalley.com or the mobile app. You can search for Basic Folk on the SiriusXM app. You can go to our website, basicfolk.com, or you can listen wherever you get your shows. If you enjoyed this episode, maybe you should share it with a friend. Perhaps that friend that you go on road trips with, but you have to be the driver because they start getting really distracted if they start telling a story and it gets out of hand and then they're not really watching the road. So you have made this rule that you are the driver on the road trip. All right, send it to that friend and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.